What's up, everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is going to be a fairly exciting day. I'm going to be shooting a film stock that I've never shot before from a company that I've never shot before either, to make that even more exciting. And that is the film Elektra 100 from a company called Flick Film. Before we move on, I want to introduce myself. My name is Eric. I'm a professional photographer that's based out of San Francisco. I absolutely love shooting film and learning about film. So if you're somebody that is wanting to know about film or maybe understand a little bit more, make sure that you like and subscribe and hit that bell button so you get notified when my videos come out. But back to this film here. So this right here is Elektra 100 from Flick Film. I've been seeing this company around a little bit, but I haven't really been intrigued to buy the film. Not that I'm a hater, but I've been kind of just, using my general film stocks that I love, that I just kind of gloss over this one. So last week when I was in Berkeley, I stopped at Looking Glass and decided to just buy a roll to see what it would be like to shoot this film. And to my surprise, this same company produces black and white film. So I ended up buying 2 rolls of their Ultrapan 400, which I'm going to be doing some really cool stuff with in the coming weeks. So make sure that you subscribe for that episode. But I did a little bit of research on the company itself, and they essentially produce chemicals for development. They also produce papers, which is pretty awesome, and also a variety of different film stocks, with this being one of them. Elektra 100 is essentially respooled Kodak Aerochrome 4, which I had no idea what that film was. So I did a quick research on it and found that it was a film that is used for high altitude kind of surveillance or reconnaissance. It was used for individuals that were studying like the rainforest to check the health. It was used by the military. So definitely one of those films that was ideally shot out of an airplane, pointing straight down to get an idea of what was on the ground. So fairly interesting history to the film itself, which is just respooled now to be utilized for day-to-day use. So I did some research on the film again, and it was noted that this film has a very low ISO at 100, which is great, meaning that it's going to produce a very low grain, and it's going to produce sharp images, which is also exciting because I typically shoot a lot of films that are 400 and above. So to shoot an ISO 100 film, it's getting me already really excited. So the film itself was a little bit costly. I think I paid $16 for this, which is, again, fairly common for color film. It's definitely not cheaper. It's not cheap anymore, but it gives you 36 exposures, which is great. So they didn't cheap out on you and gave you 24 and having you pay so much like some other ones that are out there. So I was just kind of thinking, with a film like this, it's a Kodak film, so it's going to have like that warmer reddish tint to it, as noted as well when I was reading about where it would be ideal to shoot this. I immediately started thinking of an area of San Francisco that has a lot of older signs, a lot of red, yellows. It's a tourist place, so there's a lot of people. And I immediately thought of Chinatown for this film, because I really want to see what the colors look like once you process the film itself. So that's where we're going to be shooting this today. We're going to be heading out to Chinatown here in San Francisco, and we're going to explore the area and see what we can capture with the film. I'm going to be utilizing my Canon f2 because right now all of my other cameras, like the light meters, don't work, and it's really frustrating, and I don't really want to have to take out my light meter to be metering light constantly because I don't want to miss anything. So we'll be doing that. So let's get this loaded into my Nikon f2 and let's hit the streets of Chinatown to see what kind of images we can capture. So I quickly wanted to come on just to give my final opinion and if I would buy this film again. So yes, I would immediately buy this film again. If I were to walk into a photo store and see this film, I would purchase it just to have it in my camera bag as one of those wild card films to shoot and have fun with. I really liked a lot of the qualities that this film had, from the sharpness to the low ISO. A lot of the images that I shot just had really great detail preserved in them because of that. I'm so used to shooting these high ISO films where I get a lot of grain and things kind of get lost in that. With this, I did not get any of that, which is really incredible, especially for it being a color film. I think my favorite image has to be this one here. I just really like how the brick, and you can see the details within the brick, you can see the people on the ground, and then when you zoom into the actual image, you just have so much quality and so much detail that's there, which makes the film just that much better. With it being a Kodak film, you do get those warm tones, which is something I really like. I'm not a huge fan of the colder look. I'm more of shooting warm tones. So it's really nice to be able to get that in this film. So for $16, I would definitely say it's completely worth it. Of course, since it's a lower ISO film, you are going to have those you are going to have that environment or that scene where it's a little bit brighter, sunnier, just to make sure that your images come out great. But for the most part, I had no issue with that. I did have some that were overexposed, some that were a little under, and you can see kind of those color shifts that happen, but for the most part, they're not that bad. So yeah, I would definitely buy this film again. So I had this film developed here in San Francisco by a lab called Oscar's Photo Lab, and they do really great job with developing the film. I usually send all my stuff that's color to them to process, and then I will scan everything at home using my DSLR, and that kind of gets me the results I would like because I run it through Negative Lightroom Pro, do my own tweaks. So for the most part, that generally works for me. So thank you so much for sticking around. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Please make sure that you like and subscribe to this channel, and make sure you hit the bell button to get notified when new episodes come out. I will see you on the next one, and I hope everyone has a great day. See ya.